Good afternoon. The problem we were trying to address this week is communication in Yobe State University.
Okay, SWOT analysis, their strengths. They are really good at recording arrival time and departure time. So they are good at connecting with the police in a timely manner, and we wanted to bring that together with the students and the SWAT team. Okay, well, not SWAT team, but their weaknesses, their lack of communication, and that's also the problem that we're trying to fix. We're trying to connect everybody together instead of having in their own separate sections.
So based on this, we decided that we were going to create flyers about safety information, and then we were going to provide a suggestion box to help communicate this, communicate staffs with security and students with security. And then the threats that are happening is the Boko Haram, and that there's deaths from mainly former students and individuals that are unidentified. And because there is poor communication with this staffs, students, and security, there could basically be an emergency to happen, and there would be no lack of communication. So, yeah.
The problems that we are going to address will be theft, Boko Haram attacks, and the poor communication between security and staff students.
So this is the first poster that we created. Basically, it goes through what is happening, so the threats that are happening, and then safety tips. For example, using the buddy system. So you would take another person to go wherever you want to basically keep safety. And then it tells you what to do. So the first sentence says, please report any specific activity to the security teams.
Our second poster is our communication poster. This is the poster that we're talking about when we're trying to connect everybody together. It gives some insight on what communication is and how it would help their environment. It tells them to trust the security, that they know what they're doing, especially that we're here now to help them be better, and that feedback is a part of communication. Like, it's always okay to tell somebody what they're doing wrong.
So the main advantages of using posters to communicate with the students is that they're incredibly simple to implement. You just need to put them up on a wall after printing them out. They're very cheap to produce. It's just a sheet of paper, and they can be easily replaced if they're torn down or damaged in any way. The disadvantages of using a poster system to improve communication between the security and students are that the posters can be torn down or messed up in any way. It also relies on students to see the posters and take initiative on themselves to talk to the security. And lastly, the posters will require maintenance, as eventually, due to even natural factors, they may fall. Our proposed budget for the posters is $30. 15 of which will be spent on initially printing posters, saving $15 to replace posters in the future if they get taken down. This way the solution will last longer than just a single round of posters.
The implementation for the posters will be that the posters will be placed strategically on crowded areas, places in which they could be easily read, and the teachers would read them to the students once every month.
So our idea for maintaining the posters is that at the end of each Friday, the security team would go around the school to each of the places where the posters have been put up and check if any of them have been damaged or fallen down. Once they've done this, they would return back to the security headquarters and print new ones. Then they would put them back up that same day. This way, each week, there would be a fresh set of posters. We have saved $50 for replacements, so we think the solution will last a very long time.
Thank you.
Okay, team. I wish that your slides had been a little bit more grabbing. I wish they'd grabbed me a little bit more. Black on blue doesn't jump out at me. So I wish you'd changed some of the colors to make them a little bit more exciting. As far as your program and the posters, I think that's a great idea. I understood what you're getting to, and that was important. I would have, liked to have seen you move around a little bit more, and as my colleague Bill is oftentimes talking about, gesturing would have, I think, helped your presentation a lot. Your body language I thought was pretty good. The memorization was, I think you knew what you were going to say, and I think you said the things that you were going to say, so I was happy with that. I was engaged with you. I thought that you made eye contact with me generally, and so good job. Great. Mike's next. Yeah, you're next, Mike.
I'm next, all right. So clarity of argument. Actually, you did a pretty good job with reasoning that out and rationale, good pacing of time, and pretty engaging, although you could have articulated or enunciated a little more clearly. It was a little bit hard to hear some of you, but in general, really good job, nicely done. And I did like the posters; those were nice. I'm not sure if people read posters, but the posters themselves were well done, and that is a way to communicate. So nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I agree. Very good job with the way this presentation was done. I like the SWOT analysis, and I believe you kicked it off. Yamari, did I get it right?
No, that's Caitlin.
No, I'm Caitlin. I'm sorry.
You're Caitlin?
Yes, sir.
And you're Yamari?
Yes.
Okay, Caitlin. I got it backwards here. Nice job the way you kicked it off. I like it. I could hear you. It was clear. And then, Yamari, it's hard when you have the mask on, I understand, but then you also face the screen. And a guy that's me and old and deaf, it's really hard for me it was hard for me to hear you and understand you. But the information the SWOT analysis was good. And I want to focus on talking about the substance of the stuff, of what you presented. And that was really well done. And I know it was a team effort, but it was a well done slide. And if I could have heard you, I could say a lot more good things about it. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to remember who talked about the problems. And let's see. You talked about vandalizing the posters. I believe it was you.
Yes, sir.
That's Mr. Max, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. I like what you did in identifying the problems. The only thing I would like to have seen, and this is kind of a generic thing, is what do you do to mitigate? In other words, if the students, if it's vandalized, you have a stock of replacement posters, you go put it up. If people aren't seeing the poster, maybe it's not posted in the right place. And so I just gave an example of the way to mitigate each of those things, right? They're probably not as good as what you could have come up with if you had thought through it and presented it, but you probably had some. When it comes to understanding the law, I think you guys did great. The quality research was very good. I really like the conclusion. You could have been a little more details, I think, in it, but overall it was very good. And I think you did a very good job explaining the case. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.